Story number 4, white female. Every woman has plans and ideas of how to celebrate a 40th birthday. Some have parties. Some receive flowers. Some have a complete makeover and hairstyle. I had planned all these for myself. It never crossed my mind it would mark my first year in prison, completed with 149 years to go. The locks popped with that same metallic thud of every morning. The officer yelled, "Walk!" The women ran to the console as they did every morning, pushing, shoving, and shouting to be one of the first 25 to get their names on a list. It was January 21st, my 40th birthday, and no one cared. I went to the mail list. It was a ratty piece of paper taped to a dirty wall with the names of every woman whose most prized possessions were stuffed in a cardboard box. The mailbox was filled with already opened cards and letters held in place by a roll of toilet tissue. My name was on the list. I showed my ID tag, and I was handed a stack of mangled letters. They had already been read by officers, but finally it was my turn. I raced through each envelope, searching for cards for my children. There were none. My heart sank, and a knot welled up in my throat, while an instant flush of tears filled my eyes. I learned days later that the cards had arrived on time. They were held in the mail room. The day wore on just as every other single day. Mouthy inmates complained about cold meals, bossy guards, and bitchy women. Cruel correction officers screamed when we walked too fast and cold, and always there was the specter of the fence. The ropes of razor wire stretched around my home as tumbleweeds from hell caught in midair. And through the cold, the monotony, and the totally dismal surroundings, no one noticed it was my birthday, and I tried desperately to forget. When I went to bed that night, I tried to look back and measure my progress. I had always done that ever since I could remember. That was my one birthday tradition, a personal inventory of yearly progress. In 1 year, I had been arrested and charged with 15 counts of serious felony charges and convicted. I had stood in a courtroom and heard a bailiff say guilty 15 times. I can still hear his voice. If it were a white-hot branding iron falling from the heavens. After 10 months and 10 days, I was transported to this place. Given the fact I received credit from arrest date, I closed my eyes on the night of my 40th birthday with the knowledge 1 year done, 149 to go. And I drifted off to sleep, thinking, happy birthday to me, or is it?
This is the story of a young white female, and I can vouch for this story and its truth in reality. At age 21, I graduated from the police academy. It was a happy day for me and my family. I had finally accomplished something. I had always been a bright child, and my parents had high expectations for me. However, I had not lived up to those expectations until my 21st birthday. It was a struggle for me to finish high school because I had become a mother at 17. I had gone through so many difficult times that I had felt compelled to be somebody. and prove myself to my family and the world. Now I was a young policewoman. My troubles were over. My first assignment lasted 6 months. I was assigned to going into local high school undercover. I did well at this first task. I proved myself to be a sharp and competent member of the drug unit. I obtained my second law enforcement position at the sheriff's office and was soon assigned to their drug unit. I made hundreds of arrests, and I was the by officer on thousands of other occasions. I related well with the druggies and the wayward. I felt comfortable with them. I had plenty of experience at being rejected and feeling alone. I received many commendations. I earned the respect of the other vice detectives because I was a loyal and fearless member of the team. I would burst through the door of a crack house, run down a dark alley after a runner, and I had even stood on street corners posing as a prostitute in order to catch the men that by law were just as guilty. After working undercover for almost 3 years, I was transferred to jail duty. By this time, my loyalties had changed. I had realized that America is built upon the rock of hypocrisy. There are no fair and equal principles in our courts. People aren't treated fairly. The truth can be bought. I had been laughed at for wanting to go out after my shift and check on the prostitutes. I was ridiculed for trying to get an arrestee into a drug rehab. I was a combination cop, social worker. My ideals and naive dreams of saving the world came crashing down on me when I was transferred to jail duty. In 5 months, I had a complete nervous breakdown, and one of the ways that I manifested my symptoms was by aiding the escape of an inmate. He definitely manipulated me. I was a weak link in the chain. But there were reasons for my sudden departure from the right side of the law.